back at 3M Arena at Mariucci, our third game of the morning. Will feature East Coast against Great Lakes. East Coast in the dark uniforms, and they'll be working left to right as we call the period for you, against Great Lakes in the devilishly difficult to read orange numerals on gray jerseys. So there are going to be times today, and I'm going to warn you in advance, where your guess will be as good as mine, as here they come over the line. And East Coast behind the goal. That's Joseph Burke, number 14, trying to play it ahead. And he will lose out. Loose in the left corner and now cleared, and East Coast will break out down the left wing. And player falls in against the boards there. No infraction whistled as the puck comes out to center. And Chase Sakrisky, number 11, plays it ahead and heads back to the bench as they get a change. As East Coast, Ryan Walsh, the starting center, unable to get out of the zone. Now it's played back deep into their zone to the left, and Burke will chase after it as Great Lakes will finish up a change. Now a centering pass, chance at the left edge, and a point-blank save on Camden Guyette, number 16, by the goaltender Nyland Johnson for East Coast. Where's number 40? A drop pass. Simon Zolden plays it out to the point. Now played back down into the near corner where Guyette is after it. He feeds the circle, and it's picked off by Brody George, feeding it to the left. And now here comes East Coast over the line, and a save made by their goaltender McCullen Hayes, number 30, making his first save of the game. 1 minute and 35 seconds into this contest. East Coast entered play 1-0 with a 4-3 win over Pacific in their first game. We just saw Pacific defeat the West 9-2. Great Lakes looking for its first win. They lost their opening game yesterday 12-3 against Great Plains at the Bloomington Ice Gardens. So 1-0 plays 0-1 here in the early going at the show. And the third of 8, South versus USA will follow. And we'll have East Coast back here. Actually, I love Great Lakes here, I should say, later on today on our last game of the night against the Internationals. Now the puck comes to the near side and out to center. Here comes East Coast breaking out through the middle. George over the line, and his shot is saved by Hayes. Sticks it off to the near corner. And Great Lakes will pass the puck to center. Over the line they come, and that is Liam Campbell, number 14, off to the boards. Lost possession behind the net. 2.5 gone in the first period. Puck banked ahead to the left point, and it's held in there by Colin Baker. He takes a shot that caught the goaltender Johnson up high, and the rebound is steered wide. So they come close there, and East Coast along the far boards. Max Colosimo, number 19. He falls, and that's stolen away. And a shot and a glove catch made by Johnson. We'll get a face-off in the East Coast zone. 2:59 gone in the opening period. I believe that's Camden Nimmer out for the face-off. He shoots, and he missed the net wide to the goaltender's left. Play behind the East Coast goal, but they pick off a centering pass and will bring it to center. Puck fed off to the left boards. Simon Zolden going after it. Now here comes Great Lakes through the middle, and they have a 2-on-1. If they hurry, there's a shot again that goes up high, and that was Liam Campbell taking the shot, and Johnson with a save. Puck fed diagonally to the right point, and a shot through traffic. Good save by Johnson. Saw that one all the way. And now it's banked ahead, and there's a 2-on-1 for East Coast if they hurry. Zolden is chasing after it and can't get to it. Puck comes to the near side boards. And now out to center. And over the line comes Wyatt. Tanner, number 6, excuse me. Had Sakrisky breaking for the front of the net. Couldn't get it to him. And now a pass is stolen away by Will Kovacs, number 74 for the East Coast team. Rink-wide pass on the near side is going to be stolen away at the left point and played down deep by Guyette. Behind the goal, Burke. Ahead to House Young, number 4. At center, Walsh as the starting line is on. Ryan Walsh over the line pass to the near side. And Richard Shin unable to step through there. Now Shin along the near half boards. Comes to the corner, banks it behind the goal, and there's no one there wearing a friendly colored shirt, so they'll break out and intercept the outlet pass, however, so the puck will remain deep in the Great Lakes zone, at least for the time being. Now they do manage to break out, and they'll come out 4 against 4. Broken up at the blue line by Burke, but carrying on into the zone is Nimmer for Great Lakes, now played behind the goal. And East Coast is breaking down the near wing. Shin over the line. He falls. Now played deep to the left corner. Chasing after it there is Jake Kanzinger, number 8. Behind the goal, Nimmer. Puck comes to the left edge of the Great Lakes goal. And now to the left corner it comes. And it's cleared past the East Coast defenseman Tyler Hilbrecht and back out to center. Finishing a change there, but now the puck picked up by Kevin Bonino, number 20, and over the line he comes. Leaves a drop pass, and a shot, they score! Deflected on the way in, but East Coast has grabbed the lead at 5 minutes and 44 seconds of the first period. Going to have to see that shot changed direction on its way to Hayes, so we'll wait for the official word on it. And it's a 1-0 lead for East Coast. Let's get this goal. And it's Walsh being given credit for the goal. And the single assist going to Case Kamzik, number 29, but Walsh scores the goal at 5:44, and that's what matters. East Coast on top, and here is George over the line. He shoots, and a glove save by Hayes. That was a nice stop by the goaltender, McCullen Hayes, like they put it on the hockey cards. Face-off coming up to his left. 8:39 to play, first period. East Coast has drawn first blood through Ryan Walsh. Now from the face-off, it's controlled in the right point area and fed out to the high slot. And Murphy unable to get a shot on goal. Puck shot all the way down the ice. And that will be icing against Great Lakes. So back we go. Game number 4 here at Mariucci Arena, scheduled to start at 1:15. Is Team South versus USA. And now here comes Great Lakes. Shot from the point, deflected, they score! And Great Lakes has equalized at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. That was also deflected. I believe that is Dylan Rayfall, number 15. We will have to see, but it's 1-1. That lead lasted less than a minute for East Coast. Tanner and Curtis getting assists on the goal by Dylan Rayfall at 6:40. And the game is tied 1-1. Campbell for Great Lakes plays it out to center, and they'll break out. They have a 2-on-1 if they'll hurry. And a nice pass deflected right on to the goaltender as Nyland Johnson makes the save. Play is in the East Coast zone. Behind the net, a centering pass, a backhanded shot goes just wide of the goal. An opportunity there for Guyette, and he just pushed it wide of the goal. And now Great Lakes breaks in again, and a move in front. Johnson makes a stop, and a good one there. And a penalty is upcoming on East Coast, so we'll get a power play for Great Lakes. Tripping penalty is signaled. Oh, excuse me, the penalty is being called against Great Lakes. .753 of the first period. There's a shot and a toe save by Hayes. And McCullen Hayes has looked sharp here. Beat on a deflection for the first goal, but has made a couple of difficult stops look easy. Michael Mahoney penalized for Great Lakes. Puck played back into the East Coast zone. House Young down the far side plays it ahead. They're caught on a change, and East Coast will break in. Hayes shoots, save, rebound is knocked out of the air. They score, but will it count? The official has made no signal. Yes, he now says it's a goal. And it is a power play goal for East Coast. As the puck in the net at the 8:22 mark. So the power play lasted just about 25 seconds before East Coast regains the lead, 2-1. Now East Coast at center, having regained the lead, plays the puck over to the near point. Tyler Hilbrecht goes to the near corner. Hilbrecht looks to center, and there's a close-in shot. Hayes with a save on Brody George, and a face-off will be coming up in his zone to his left. 2-1, East Coast on top on the power play goal we're awaiting the announcement of. And now here is George in possession for East Coast along the far wall. Play it on out to center, and there's going to be a race for it. After it for East Coast is Case Kamzik in the corner. Backhands it ahead, and East Coast will have to try again on the left side. They'll bank it ahead past George to center and back into the Great Lakes zone where Colin Baker has it. Play it ahead, and here's George again. Check that. That would be 23. Simon Zolden instead of George. Now banked into the Great Lakes zone. And played around to the far side. Kyle Kanzinger after it. And now he plays it ahead. 2 against 3 for Great Lakes. 5:21 to go in the period. Rink wide and into the zone to the near side. And chasing after it, Guyette behind the goal. Fed to the right point, and Great Lakes will hold it in there. Backhanded towards the front of the net, and now a centering pass is intercepted by Kovacs. Plays it behind the goal for East Coast, and there's time to come out. They do pass the puck into the zone where it's picked up by Liam Campbell. Rink wide to the far side, and now stepping into that passing lane and breaking up a pass was Tyler Hilbrecht. George after it. Leaves a little reverse pass. Now here comes East Coast again. They're 2 against 4. And a save made by Hayes on a shot that looked like it might have been destined for wide of the goal in any event. Puck comes to the right point, and Kovac plays it off to the far side boards. Luka Kanata, 13, is after it. Puck played to center, and it goes past the defenseman all the way back down the ice. Not far enough for icing. With 4:13 to go in the first period, East Coast will regroup again, try to clear, and it's going to be held in by Mahoney. And then the pass is intercepted, and back comes East Coast 3-on-2 if they hurry over the line. And a shot is blocked off the stick of Kanata to the far side. And Great Lakes will skate it back out to center. Over the line they come. Drop pass as Guyette breaks for the net. Tried to sweep it towards the goal, but had his stick tied up. On Guyette in the near corner. Lost possession. Puck out along the half wall now. And it comes out to center. And here's East Coast with a 2-on-1. Pass to the left side. And a shot and a save made off the stick of Joseph Burke from McCullen Hayes. Now stepping up is Walsh, who has a goal for East Coast. And here he comes. Walsh over the line, plays it ahead. And Great Lakes is going to head that off at the pass as we're just coming up to 3 minutes to play in the first period. Here's a steal out of the corner. Chin closing in on his backhand. He shoots, and a save made by Hayes. Richard Shin with a nice move. The wing on that line, and not a bad effort there for East Coast. They lead it by 2-1. 3 minutes and 1 second remaining in the first period. Comes out to center. And East Coast looking to come out of the zone. It's going to come all the way back to the left side. Murphy behind the goal. Pass to the left, and East Coast will break out down the far side. 2:33 to go in the opening session, and over the line they come. And that's knocked away from House Young. And up the middle comes Great Lakes. A little toe drag there, and trying to come in front was Mahoney, I believe that was. Not able to get a shot away, and East Coast tries to come back through center. Puck lying loose, Shin after it. Now Walsh tried to play it towards the front of the net. Now here's a 2-on-1, but a defender steps on to even the numbers up. And that is Hilbrecht that steered the puck to safety along the near boards. Picked up there by Shin. Pass to center for Walsh. Young over the line with Walsh on his left, and his pass is intercepted by Swoboda. Oliver Swoboda stepping up nicely there, and back comes Great Lakes down the far side. I believe that's Cade Strom, number 10. We'll see. A centering pass is intercepted and cleared back off to the far side as Great Lakes is having some trouble here, and a break down the left wing. And a close-in shot hit the outside of the post. Case Kamzik with that effort. And now here comes Great Lakes back. 1:16 to go in the period. It's over the line. And a centering pass is broken up off the stick of Rayfall. And now back comes George down the far side. Over the line he comes for East Coast. Tried to shift back to his backhand, and a nice poke check knocked the puck off his stick. In the last minute of play of the first period. It was a nice defensive play by Colin Baker there. Now it's tipped out to center and around Baker this time. Here comes East Coast with George again. That's round 2. And again, Baker was able to head him off, but holding the zone and closing in is Kanata. He takes a shot. He missed the net to the goaltender's left with 30 seconds to go in the period. It's played past Burke and out to center, and he has to wait for a man to get onside. Plays it back in. They tag up and take off the delayed offside with 23 seconds to go in the first period. Played off to the far wall, held in there by Burke at the point. Takes a knuckling shot, and Hayes with a blocker save. A centering pass comes through to the near side with 10 seconds to go in the period. Kanata after it. He centers it, and it's deflected back behind the goal. It's played there by Swoboda as the puck is played back into the East Coast zone, and that is the end of the first period. And our score after one period is East Coast 2, Great Lakes 1. Good stuff. Back and forth here from 3M Arena at Mariucci. We'll take a quick break for our 1 minute or so stoppage between periods. 2-1 the score. You're watching the show 2019 on Youth Hockey Hub. Great Lakes 2-1. From the faceoff, Great Lakes in control. They'll work left to right as we play the second period. The puck is played into the Great Lakes zone to the left. Curtis goes after it. Plays it behind his net. 2-1 the score. East Coast leading on a power play goal at the 8:22 mark of the first period, which they never announced. So there was some issue as to who scored the goal, and I can't tell you at this point. Comes to the near side, and East Coast will back in over the line. That's Luca Canada with it. The centering pass is deflected, and it's going to come all the way back out. Murphy after it. Rink wide pass to the near side to Colosimo. And he will play it over the line, but he has a man, Canada, offside. We'll get a face-off at neutral with 14:03 left in the second period. Of course, again, a full intermission coming after the second period, so they'll have a chance to flood the ice. And carrying it in is Richard Shin to the far side. Shin, Young unable to hold it in, and now the puck comes out to center pass to defenseman Hilbrecht, and now played in deep. Great Lakes goes after it with the first line on for East Coast. Puck fed to the far side. Shin plays to the far half wall. Now it's banked ahead to center. And they'll have to regroup. A diagonal pass to center finds Walsh. And here comes Ryan Walsh. Over the line. He shoots a knuckling shot, and Hayes makes a save. And we'll get a face-off in the Great Lakes zone to his right. 13:20 to go. Will Kovacs is being given that goal for East Coast on the power play. And that is what we were told. So it's 2-1 and a go-ahead goal by Kovacs, and it'll be held in at the left point there for East Coast by Burke, but only momentarily. And now back into the zone. It comes to the left. A left wing pass. That was nicely done. And down the near wing they come. Played into the zone to the right, and Nimmer goes after it for Great Lakes. Lost possession, and East Coast will maintain control. Centering pass. Played down to the near side for Zolden. Oh, and off the heel of George's stick in front. A follow-up shot, and a good save by Hayes. Off to the far boards. And Campbell chasing after, plays it out, and into the East Coast zone to the right. Here's a race for it. It will not go far enough for icing. A centering pass, and Great Lakes. Nimmer looking to center that puck. Now a backhanded centering pass comes right on. And Nyland Johnson makes the stop. Face-off coming up in the East Coast zone. They lead it 2-1, 12:08 to play. And East Coast is able to break out. Pass to the far side, and Nimmer with a play there, and down the far wing he comes. Over the line, lost out, and East Coast will play out to center where they have 2-on-3. Pass up the middle is on the wrong side of Simon Zolden, and it'll come all the way back in the Great Lakes zone to the left. Now played out to center, and Hilbrecht has it backhanded to the near side, but they'll step up and deny that play as Oliver Curtis did a nice job there, the defenseman on the right side. Now a pass into the zone, and chasing after it is Kanata, but it's too far for him. And it'll roll to the near boards. Colosimo after it, but it's going to be Great Lakes breaking out down the near side, and over the line comes Curtis. He centers it, and it's loose. Shot, save made. Cleared off to the far boards. And now Great Lakes starting a buzz. Here's a centering pass down low to the near side. That fails to connect. I believe that was Guyette looking for it. Now comes down to the near side boards. And they'll come out of the corner. The shot, they score, and that went off at least one player before it went into the net. So we're going to wait for an announcement on that one. And really not much that Nyland Johnson could do about that. 4:19 to go. When it changes direction like that, the puck is faster than the goaltender in any event. And we're now tied at 2. 4 minutes, 19 seconds into the second period. And the goal is being given to Cade Strom from Michael Maloney at 4:19. So that ties the game at 2. Loose at the left edge in the Great Lakes zone. And Hayes hugging his post there. Walsh looking to center it. Now Shin leaves it back in the corner, but there is no forward there on the cycle. And Mahoney clears to the far side and will roll all the way to the right point. And here's a drive that goes wide of the net. Comes to the near side, and now Great Lakes will break out. And that is Guyette shooting it in. Into the left corner. The players from both teams scrapping after it. Now it comes to the left point, Svoboda there. Plays it down behind the East Coast goal. Now in to help out was Kovacs, and it comes out to center. Here's a 3-on-2 for East Coast. And it's broken up at the blue line neatly. All three forwards came across, and a nice looking breakout, but it was broken up at the Great Lakes blue line. 9:07 to go in the second period. Walsh feeds the left for Young as he falls, plays it into the zone, and we have a tripping penalty, and it'll put the East Coast on the power play. 9:01 to go in the second period. 5:59 is the time of the penalty. And heading to the penalty box for Great Lakes is Swoboda. Second power play for East Coast. They scored in their first. 2-2 tie midway through the second period here. And this game, now the puck played down the left side and into the East Coast zone. And now here they come. This is George over the line. George winds, shoots, and a save made by Hayes with a glove. So George made his bid there on a faceoff coming up to the left of McCullen Hayes. Minute 39 of power play, 8:40 to go, second period, 2-2 tie. Now East Coast, Zolden tries to dig it out. He centers it, and it'll come up the slot. The defensemen almost run into each other. Looking for that puck, and now here is Brody George along the far boards. George, a little backhanded flip, centering pass, and pushed back is Zolden, but he still has the puck along the half wall. Comes to the slot, fakes one move, now feeds it low as he's looking for Kamzik, I believe, and that didn't connect. Now Zolden goes behind the goal. A centering pass, and Kamzik could not knock that one home. Minute of power play time remaining with some good work here on this power play. There's a shot by Burke that ran up the defender, got it back in his own rebound. He shoots, and Hayes makes the save off to the left side. As the puck played by Great Lakes out to center and all the way back into the East Coast zone. 38 seconds of power play time remaining. It's been a good power play in terms of puck movement anyway. And it comes to center. And Colosimo plays it in to the far boards. Still 25 on the power play, and East Coast sets up shop in the offensive zone. And they'll try to center it off to the near side boards. Nothing doing there. And the puck picked up and cleared back out to center. Ezra Erkman plays it rink wide, and now it's shot into the zone. From the far side, the penalty is over. 6:57 to go in the second period. And the penalty is over, but a steal down low and a centering pass by Kanata. That doesn't connect. Cleared to the far side, and now Great Lakes will break out to center. Loose along the near wall. And it's picked up by Erkman. Pass to the far side, can't find Kanata, and comes out to center. Back to the Great Lakes line. 6:10 to go in the period. Curtis. Near the red line, plays it into the East Coast zone. And over the line comes Hilbrecht. Centered it. No one home there. And now Walsh steals it in the high slot. Walsh looked to center. Weak shot goes wide of the goal to the left. Shin spins and shoots. And that didn't get through. Charging over to the far side. Kovacs closing in on the circle. He shoots, and a save by Hayes. Rebound. They score! And it is 3-2 for East Coast. At 9:21. East Coast regains the lead. At 3-2. And they come right back and score. Well, that didn't last long. Lasted 7 seconds. They were announcing the goal, and it was difficult to hear, so we're going to have to wait and see. Guyette, he centered it, and a shot from in tight is blocked, and now cleared to the right point and played back down by Camden Nimmer behind the goal. Long pass up the middle, does not connect for House Young, but here he comes. Young went back for it, spins in the circle. Young banks it off the boards towards the right point, and Burke will pick it up there. Goes down lower for Young. Walsh in front cruising. Shin is in front as well. Young behind the goal. Now Walsh is after it on the near side. Young 1 against 2. Walsh comes in to help out. 4:32 to go in the second period. 3-3 the score. The puck played back into the East Coast zone to the left. And chasing after it there is Luke Murphy. He stops behind his goal, comes out the left side. Middle breakout pass this time, and it's picked up at center. And here comes East Coast again. Drop pass. Shot goes wide of the cage. Walsh after it at the right edge. Walsh picks it up, looks to center it, and he can't get the puck to Zolden along the far boards. Walsh after it. And he is tied up there in the right corner, and now it's picked up by Baker, and he tries to play it out and can't. A shot wide of Hayes' goal to the left with under 4 minutes to go in the period, and now it's played back out to center, and East Coast in control. Over the line they come again. Centering pass as Zolden unable to control it. And now Great Lakes back. Pass along the near side. And it's shot in on the backhand by Kyle Kanzinger. Loose in the left corner for East Coast. And turning with the puck there, back behind the goal, is Kamzik. Fed ahead on the far side, and now rink wide to center, but no one home. And that's picked up by Mahoney, circled back into his zone. And now picked up by Hilbrecht, and over the line he comes for Great Lakes. 2:55 to go in the period. Hilbrecht faked the defender to the ice, centered it for George, couldn't get it to him, but a follow-up chance in front. There's George shooting, and a save by Hayes. George has it back in the circle. George, and a collision there knocks 2 players down, and it comes back into the East Coast zone. Hilbrecht after it. And over the line they come, East Coast. And a shot, a blocker pad save over the top off the stick of Colosimo. Now played back into the East Coast zone. Now a long pass and laid over the line nicely for George in the circle. He shoots, he scores! George! Had the goaltender leaning, and he had Hayes going the wrong way. He scores with 2:08 to go. And Brody George gives East Coast the lead back at 4-3 late in the second period. Now here comes Great Lakes back in. Now a centering pass by Curtis. Shot right on. George from Sigurdsson at 12:52 of period number 2. Face-off coming up in the East Coast zone. To the left of Nyland Johnson. Outlet pass is picked off by Curtis in the circle, but then stepping through. Here's a 2-on-1 for East Coast. And over the line they come. Shot and a save by Hayes as the defense caught up with the rush and took away the odd man situation, but they broke out 2-on-1. Minute 17 to go in the second period. Intermission coming. Great Lakes in possession, and a weak clearing attempt is picked off by Young on his backhand. Sweeps it to Walsh, closes in, shoots, he scores! Walsh picked the corner. And Ryan Walsh on a nice pass from House Young makes it 5-3 at 13:51. So they scored twice inside a minute and now have a 2-goal advantage. Last minute of the second period. Burke in the circle. Burke closes in, shoots, and it went wide of the goal to Hayes' right. Under a minute to play in the period. Young throwing a bump along the boards, and now Walsh in to dig it out. Here's House Young, and he lost possession. Turned back in front of the bench area and backhanded ahead by Dylan Rayfall now into the East Coast zone to the left. Shin behind the goal. He fell. Centering pass is steered behind the net, and East Coast is able to play it ahead, but they're going to ice the puck here unless it goes on goal, or it might not go far enough. And no, they waved it off with 7 seconds to go in the period. Centering pass and a goal. Well, that's what happens when you can you just leave a player open in front. Maybe they thought there was an icing coming, but Simon Zolden was open in front, and he scores. Maybe a little bit of a lapse there from Great Lakes on defense. They left Zolden all alone in front, and he scores with 4 seconds to go in the period. 14:56 is the time of the goal, so it's 3 goals in 2 minutes and 4 seconds for East Coast. They'll take a 6-3 lead to the locker room, and with just over 3 minutes to go in the period, it was a tie game. So it's Zolden from Burke at 14:56, and 3 late goals for East Coast suddenly has them looking good. And after 2 periods, our score is East Coast 6, Great Lakes 3. This is the show 2019 on the Youth Hockey Hub. played pretty well, but then his whole line has. And Brody George with a big goal, the go-ahead goal in the second as the third period is underway. And it's played to the blue line. And now heading off the play there was Kamzik, played out to center for East Coast. And now Great Lakes needing goals. Hustling back in, and there's a drop pass there for Rayfall. He tries to come in front and can't. Fed to the left point. Now down to the circle, a relay shot that just goes wide. And I believe that was Dylan Rayfall, as a matter of fact. Puck comes up the slot, and now it's shot back into the Great Lakes zone to the right. I wish I could say with a little more certainty on some of these players, but those jerseys are unusually difficult to read. And from a distance, sometimes it's just hard to tell. So here comes Great Lakes. Over the line, a centering pass, a shot right on, and a good stop by Nyland Johnson in the East Coast goal. Now high up the slot, the puck comes forward, and here they come. This is Shin over the line. Richard Shin closing in and scoring to make it 7-3. That whole line has played well today. And it is Richard Shin scoring 1 minute and 29 seconds into the third period to make it 7-3 for East Coast. Game tied at 3-3 with just over 4 minutes to play in the second period. And about 5.5 minutes later in game time, it is now a 4-goal advantage for East Coast. Puck comes out to center, and Great Lakes will drop the puck back to their blue line. Nimmer feeds it over to the far side, and Shin tries to bank it ahead. Now picked up on the near side by Guyette. Feeds the middle for Great Lakes, and now into the East Coast zone. But it'll come right back out. And a shot from the wingboards is right on by Easton Sigurdsson, and we'll get a face-off in the Great Lakes zone. 12:39 to play in the third period. And in this tournament, a 5-goal third period lead means running time. Well, Great Lakes trying to avoid that predicament, of course, as Hilbrecht holds the zone. Now fed in front for House Young. Had to go to the corner for it. And so the lines are starting to shift up a little bit here. That line with House Young, Richard Shin, and Ryan Walsh has been broken up, at least for the time being. And now two Great Lakes players collide. And Liam Campbell came out the better of that collision, unfortunately, between teammates. No one comes out well. And there's a shot high over the top, and it rolls into the net. As Hayes had the shot mostly blocked, but knocked it up in the air and couldn't find it. And it is Ryan Walsh with the goal. That is his hat trick. He's had a nice game, obviously. And 3 minutes into the third period, East Coast has opened up an 8-3 advantage. Kanata gets the only assist on the goal by Walsh, who has a hat trick. And we have a penalty coming. A high sticking penalty is being assessed, and it's going to put East Coast on the power play. 3 penalties in this game. They've all gone against Great Lakes. And a penalty is on Chase Sakrisky. So a third power play for East Coast. And Great Lakes will break out. Here's Guyette over the line. One against the team. Takes it in deep, looks to center, and it's tipped. And broken up, and now a pass up the middle. Looking for the breaking Zolden, did not hit. Comes loose to the near side, and it's played ahead. Into the zone by Kamzik. Now Kamzik steals it in the circle, closes in. Kamzik going in, he shoots, and a save by Hayes. Was behind the net. And here's Kamzik with it again. Centers it, and a relay shot right onto Hayes, and a save made as Zolden came close there. Clock continues to move. We're in running time in the third period. 10 minutes and 6 seconds to go in this third. Under a minute of power play time remaining for East Coast. Puck down. And it's fed to the near circle. A centering pass is deflected through. And Burke came close there. Now centering pass up the slot, and a shot is blocked. The stick of Will Kovacs, who has a goal in this game. And now we have an injured player. And that will stop the clock with 9:28 to go. And everybody will go to a knee here that's on the ice. Did not see the incident in which the player went down, but they're going to get him up, and he's okay. But will be assisted off the ice and isn't putting weight on the left leg. And I still never did see who it was. I think it might be Mahoney, but I'm not. I want to say for certain because I am not sure. It's hard to read. And now here they come shorthanded. And a save made by Johnson. 9:15 to go. And the team is at full strength. Here's Shin going to his backhand. Closes in. He shoots, and Hayes had the right post guarded. Picked up now by Kovacs at the point, and he tries to throw it in front, and a relay shot comes on to Hayes, who gets a stoppage. Under 9 minutes to go. East Coast controls from the face-off. Kanata tried to come in front and couldn't bring the puck with him. Now played over by Burke to the far side, and here comes East Coast again. Centering pass, too far, and it comes through to the near side boards. They'll set up shop offensively through Walsh. Now fed over to the left side, and a shot right on to Hayes, and we'll get a face-off again. 8:10 to go as Joseph Burke made his bid for a 9th goal for his team from the left circle. Comes out to center from the faceoff, so they'll have to clear the zone. Comes to the near side, and here's House Young. Knocked off his stick. Now played into the zone by Guyette, and that'll be icing. So back we go. East Coast, things well in hand now, breaking a close game wide open with 3 goals late in the second period. Faceoff comes in front and it's cleared back to center. Burke. And did that from his own side of center. So that's icing, and we'll go back now to the East Coast zone for a faceoff. And, of course, stoppages are their friend right now when you're in running time. So our third game nearing an end. South versus USA at 1:15 scheduled to start. And now here's Brody George through center. George left, right, now back to the right over the line, and he is spilled just as he was fixing to shoot that puck. Comes down the near wing, and this is Guyette over the line. Long shot, and the goaltender Johnson lets it go wide. Burke feeds the far boards looking for George, got it back, and now tries to carry it. Here he comes, George on his right. Burke over the line, closes in, shoots, and he missed to the goaltender's right. And now played down by Kamzik behind the goal. Just over 6 minutes left. George now feeds the left point. Now a return pass goes down low looking for Zoldan behind the goal. Zoldan throws it to the left of the net, and Nimmer behind the goal feeds the far side. Hilbrecht after it to hold the zone. Zoldan in the right corner. Comes out still with the puck. It's like it's nailed to his stick right now. And then he finally did lose it. Tipped and carried back out to center, and East Coast will regroup. And they'll have time for it. Here's Hilbrecht on the right side. Playing it ahead, looking for Sigurdsson a little bit too far. Now picked up in the near half wall by Great Lakes, who still can't clear their zone. As it's played in deep, it's going to go to the right of Hayes' goal, and he's out to stick the puck to the far corner in safety. Large amounts of time spent in the Great Lakes zone now. And it's played down. Colosimo after it. Behind the net. Comes out the near side. Still in possession. Centers. Oh, my goodness. Nice relay pass in front looking for Sigurdsson. Couldn't get it to him. Now up the slot it comes, and it's intercepted by Liam Campbell, who carries to center for Great Lakes. Defender on the near side falls, and Campbell, though, was forced in deep looking to center. He has a man, Swoboda, in front, and check that, Curtis, and couldn't get it to him. Now it's skitters right through the crease to the near side. And after it is Colin Baker feeding behind the goal. Players from both teams falling in a heap. Shin plays to the near side and now gets it back on a return. Hopped his stick, has to come over for it. Now to the near side he comes. Over the line, Shin cuts to the slot and then lost it trying to penetrate past the defender. And Great Lakes gets the puck to center ice but can't control it. Here's Sigurdsson back over the line. Cuts to the right and then is surrounded by gray shirts and can't control. And Great Lakes will bring the puck down the far side, angling towards the middle at 3:38 to go in the third period. Kovacs in the left corner. Now out to center comes East Coast. And they'll close in a centering pass. And that didn't connect as Kanata tried to earn another assist for himself. 3:15 to go in the third period. And Great Lakes breaks down the middle. Nice individual move, a save, and a rebound. They score. With 3 minutes to play. That makes it 8-4 and restores stop time. So Great Lakes does get one back and cuts it to 8-4. Wait for an announcement. Here we go. And Kyle Kanzinger scores. Kanzinger from Svoboda. From the face-off. Kovacs to the near side, and a relay by Young, and it went off the heel of his stick. 2:39 left. Play down the near wing, and here's Guyette. Playing it behind the goal. Burke for East Coast. Looking to get control, but had trouble. Walsh in to help him out. 2 gray shirts in as well. 2:16 to go. Dug out and fed to the far side. Nimmer after it, and it hopped his stick, and it comes back into the Great Lakes zone with just over 2 minutes left. Here's a steal. Burke into center for Walsh, who tips it right on, and a save made. A face-off coming up as McCullen Hayes made a stop. And we'll get a face-off with exactly 2 minutes to play. Now here is Brody George. Lost possession, and down the near wing they come. This is Liam Campbell, and he's having trouble. He goes down. And Great Lakes looking for a fifth here. Unable to drag the puck in front, a long pass ahead, and here's George. Tried to cut the open ice and then lost it, trying to pull it past the defender. Picked up by Hilbrecht at the point. Now backhanded towards the blue line, and unable to turn it was Mahoney. Now a centering pass and a goal. As Zoldan scores with 1:15 to go, and that will start running time again. Nine to 4 is the score, and here comes Great Lakes back. Excuse me, it's Kamzik. Zoldan and George get assists. So Zoldan given an assist on that goal rather than the big prize. Clock continues to run. 9 to 4 the score. 40 seconds to go. The puck dropped. And East Coast will bring the puck forward. Played in deep. The defender falls, and now Hayes will let the defenseman go back behind the net for it. 20 seconds to play. Shin tries to come out of the corner, looks to center, and Shin picks it up. Then was ridden off by a defender with 7 seconds to go. Comes to the right point, and Kovacs had a shot blocked, and now down the near wing is Chase Sakrisky. A shot at the buzzer, and that is the end of the game. And our score is East Coast 9, Great Lakes 4. So East Coast with 3 goals in the third period after scoring 3 in the last 3 minutes and change of the second period. Player of the game, Ryan Walsh, with a hat trick. He had a goal in each period in this game, and it's sometimes hard to argue with the guy that gets 3. So Ryan Walsh will be our player of the game. East Coast picks up the victory. And they move to 2-0 in this event. Great Lakes falls to 0-2 and needs to find a gear on defense a little bit, as they had given up double figures in their first game as well. But again, everybody's good here, so it's hard to judge sometimes. These are all good young players, but there are teams that have the ability to find the net in a pretty profound way in this event. 9-4 the final score for East Coast, and that will do it for us for Game 3. Fourth game in our schedule today will be coming up shortly. South versus USA at about 1:15 here at 3M Arena at Mariucci. Jeff Pappas saying thanks for watching. You're watching the show 2019 on the Youth Hockey Hub.